The Great Southern Railway Preservation Society was founded in 1983 to bring back the age of steam to Munster. The Society plans to operate the first tourist steam railway in Ireland on the Tralee to Feenit branch line, and the groundwork is well underway here at Mallow, courtesy of CIE and an ANCO training scheme. Coaches and carriages are all being restored with loving care, as is the pride and joy of the Society, the steam engine.
Well, 131 is known as a Q class, and she was built by Nielsen Reid of Scotland, built for the Northern Railways, and ran on Northern Railways all her working life, up to the time that CIE and the Northern Railways split, and they spread their stock over the two companies. She then came south of the border and ran for a number of years from Mullingar to Dublin and a few other runs as well.
She did a run called the Turkey Special.
That's
what
right.
was that about?
I believe the Turkey Special was bringing produce to the Dublin market, turkeys basically, from Mullingar to Dublin.
What kind of speeds would she get up to?
Oh, quite capable of 60, 70, even 80 miles an hour if really pushed on the flat.
So what condition was it in then when it got into your hands?
Well, she came out of service in 1963, and CIE decided that at least they'd save one locomotive, so they decided to put it on a Clinton Dundalk railway station.
Did that do it much good?
Well, it didn't do it a great deal of harm, other than one of the little things that happened and caused us a lot of problems was that children, they used, by the way, sand to feed it under the driving wheels to give her, to prevent her from skidding on hills and that. And children had got at her and decided that the nice thing to do with the sand would be to pour it down every oil box on the engine. Consequently, every bearing had to be stripped and checked before we could move her an inch. Now, that took us months of work.
In the shadow of the main Dublin to Cork railway line, that work is beginning to pay off. But the real payoff will come when they open for business this summer. Steam railways have proven to be a major tourist attraction in the United Kingdom and Europe, and the Society hope to tap into this market. But it's all meant a lot of hard work.
Well, when the coaches arrived here in Mallow about 2-3 years ago, they were in pretty bad shape. Mainly, all windows were broken. That was the first job we had to do, was to get fine glass and replace the windows, and to keep the weather from getting at it. The next part then was the interior panelling and seating. In most coaches, they were pretty rough. Some were lying in Mullingar for a while, others were lying in Dublin. To find the materials to replace the ones that were on it, we went to Mullingar. With the help of CIE and the personnel in Mullingar, we were able to acquire quite a lot of old panelling carriages that were scrapping in Mullingar, especially the side corridors, the ones that we were looking for mostly. Luckily enough, they had a few left. They're the old timber frame coaches, and they're no longer being used by CIE, so they've been taken off the main line, and we were able to get quite a lot of material from those.
The Tralee-Feenit line is 9 miles long and has had no regular passenger service since 1934. Restoring the line to full safety standards is a big job.
Well, of cleaning it all up and building culverts, replacing sleepers.
Are there a lot of sleepers to be replaced?
Well, I hear about 4,000.
That's a big job.
A big job, mighty big job.
A mighty job and an expensive job at £5 for each sleeper. The engine alone needs over 100 boiler tubes at £100 each, and the Society is hoping for sponsorship to meet these costs. But what is this fascination with steam engines that causes grown men to live out childhood fantasies? I know your own interest in steam goes back a long way, back as far as your father, in fact.
Yes, indeed. My father was very interested in steam. I think my first brush with it was possibly when he built me a steamroller at the age of 7, and that, I think, probably started it. I got involved in road preservation, in road engine preservation, when the rally started in Ireland, the steam rally. Found out that you don't really become involved unless you have an engine of your own. And we spent many years looking for one, and finally in 1971, I got my first engine. We restored it and ran it on the first rally in 73.
It obviously takes up an awful lot of your time. How does your family react to this? Do people think you're nuts?
Oh, I'm sure. Possibly at this stage, I'm a steam nut, as they call it. But you learn to live with that. There's nothing very much I can do about it. I'm sort of hooked at this stage, and I don't see myself sort of getting out of it. You know what I mean?
What's the satisfaction involved for you, Tim?
I suppose the best way to describe it would be the sense of achievement I felt when my Marshall engine turned over for the first time after being taking 3 years to restore it. I couldn't describe it, and I think possibly when this engine behind us here steams out of this shed for the first time will give that same sense of achievement and satisfaction, and I hope to all our members, because they've put a lot of work into it. A dream come true, definitely, no question about it.